Hey everybody, my weather recording tonight is going to deal with the question about drought status. What is a flash drought, which is what we're probably headed into. Some people are already starting to ask about, could this be like what happened in 2012? We're going to go over that. And I'm going to show you some of the computer model forecast for the next several days, for the next couple weeks, and even all the way into the middle part of the summer. And we'll kind of see where we may be headed. So the first question, and I'm getting this on social media now, is people are saying, well, could this be like what happened in 2012? To sum that up, I don't think so. 2012 and this what's happening now looks different. So let's talk about, first of all, what happened in 2012 and compare it to where we are now. So first of all, to set the stage for you, we have had many dry months in a row. When I say dry, I'm talking below normal. Here's a television station. 8 of the last 9 months, we have had below normal precipitation, including the entire winter, December, January, and February. We came out of winter in March with above normal rainfall, but then April and now May, even though we have a few days left, will be below also. So 8 of the last 9 months have been below. That's why there is some concern about drought conditions. Also, I showed this graphic last night. We have 1.67 inches of rain here at the TV station so far in May. The last time we had less than 2 inches in the month of May was 2012. So that does give some credence to, could we be headed there again? And we'll talk about that. So we have not seen this low of amount of rain in the month of May in more than a decade now. So it's pretty dry. Officially, according to NOAA, the drought monitor came out today. This is based on information up until Tuesday morning, so it does not include Wednesday and Thursday of this week, which of course were also dry. But much of the valley from Terre Haute west and north is considered what we call abnormally dry. That's the very low level. The next step would be moderate drought, which you can see out there in far western Illinois, and then severe, extreme, and exceptional. I believe that when this comes out next Thursday, which will be based on information through Tuesday, that we will see more abnormally dry, and we're probably going to see some pockets of moderate drought in our viewing area. So we're not technically in a drought right now according to NOAA, but we're probably pretty close in some places and probably will be within the week. So let's compare this to what happened in 2012. Let's go back. So May of 2012, we had 1.47 inches. Now, that's similar. We've had 1.67. So you may say, well, that's similar. However, look what happened after that. And I've got those next two mixed up. The difference there, July and June, are backwards. But June was only 0.16 inches in the entire month of June. July, again, I got it in the middle there, 1.09. So when you added up May, June, and July, we had 2.72 inches of rain. The average for May, June, and July is 13.82. We got 20% of our normal rainfall in May, June, and July of 2012. So we were way, way below normal. And when it gets dry, it gets hot. So let's talk a little bit about that also. In June, we did not get a single drop of rain, at least here at the TV station, after the 4th of June. We went 26 days in a row in June of 2012 with absolutely no rain at all. That set the stage for the heat wave to peak in July of 2012. 11 days, 1/3 of the month, the high temperature hit 100 or above. The hottest that we had was on July the 6th when we hit 105. And just to give you a reference, the all-time record high is 110. So we were within 5 degrees of an all-time record high. July 2012 was the second warmest July, only behind 1936. So you get the idea. The 2012 drought was major. It led to a major heat wave, and as a matter of fact, for this area, the drought of 2012 is the second worst drought ever on record, only behind what happened in 1936. So, to start making comparisons to 2012, probably we shouldn't be doing that yet. That was an extreme event with the heat and the lack of rainfall, and again, I don't believe we are headed to anything like that with the current conditions, and we'll show you some of the model forecasts on that. So, first of all, we may be headed into what we call a flash drought. I had a graphic on this the other day. I posted it on social media. NOAA highlighting this area, or most of our viewing area, as a possibility of a rapid onset drought. What this means is that we can go into drought conditions pretty quickly, just in a matter of days. As I showed you, the drought monitor right now has a lot of our area in abnormally dry. Don't be surprised if a week from now we're showing you that and parts of the area are in moderate drought. So what is a flash drought? Just like a flash flood, it happens quickly. It's a rapid onset of drought conditions and could happen in a matter of days. It's a combination of the lack of rainfall, breezy conditions, low humidity, all of the things that allow the evaporation of moisture out of the ground. So, what are the odds that a flash drought, which is probably where we're going, could turn into a conventional prolonged drought? Not likely. Only about 5 to 10% of the time, if you have this quick onset of a drought, does it then transition into a prolonged severe drought. So if it had, kind of like a flash flood, the water comes up quick, it goes down quick. If we get into a flash drought where it happens quickly, we, a lot of times, almost 90% of the time basically, come out of it fairly quickly. So that's good news there that most of these do not turn into prolonged droughts. So let's go over the computer models. This is the European forecast through the end of May. I'm going to show you end of May, and it shows no rain here through the end of May, so that's where we're going to be. This is the European model now. This is through the first 3 days of June. Now we at least see some rain. Once we get into the first part of June, we have a little bit of rain. This is the GFS model through the end of May. Basically, no rain. This is the GFS model now through the afternoon of June 4. Some rain, so you kind of get the idea. Once we get into early June, we may start to see a little rain in there. And then this is the GFS model. This is going out a little bit farther now. This is out until the afternoon of the 10th of June. Now we're starting to see some maybe decent rainfall. We think maybe after that first week of June, a little bit of a change. This is the Canadian. This is all the way through the end of May. Basically no rain. This is the Canadian through the first 4 days of June. Still not much, but a hint of maybe a little rain trying to get into the area. This is what we call the national blend of models. It's a blend of many models. This is through the end of May. Absolutely nothing here. A lot of rain in the southeast with a tropical type system developing, but nothing here. National blend of models through the afternoon of June 5. Again, not much, but at least we do finally show some rain after the first few days of June. And a couple longer term ones here. This is the GFS. Now we're getting out until the 10th of June. In this case, we're showing 1 inch to 1.25 inches, so that would be helpful. This is very long term. This is the European weekly. This actually goes all the way to the evening of July 9. So this is the rest of May, all of June, and the first 9 days of July. Granted, the farther out you go, the less probability, the likelihood, but the accuracy. But this does show some rain, during that time period. However, this is the amount of below normal. It would still be below normal, but at least it is showing some rain for June and the first part of the month of July. So you get the idea. After we get through about the first week or so of June, we may start to see the pattern change and we finally start to get some rain. But right now, we think the rest of May, probably none. Maybe the first few days of June, not much. But after about the first week of June, the pattern looks like it could change up on us and we could finally get some needed rain. In the meantime, there's the forecast for the next several days. Holiday weekend looks good, low 80s, a lot of clouds, I think, on race day. 86 on Memorial Day. There's a little bit of a heat wave developing as, again, we dry things out, and temperatures in the low 90s early next week. That would be getting us into the very, very beginning part of June. So, again, are we headed for 2012? Most likely no. Are we going to see some drought conditions in our viewing area? Yes, but there is some hope after we get into the first few days to the first week of June that we start to see the pattern break down some and rain chances increasing for the area.